Today I'm taking a look at the VEVOR Workbench. You got some nice heavy-duty leveling feet. You got a surge protector. It has a fairly long cord on it, and it has a couple USB ports. Comes with a bunch of hooks for the pegboard. Got our hardware, and I like to see that it's all labeled so we know exactly which bolt goes where. How neat! So we actually got an LED strip on there too, so we got some lighting. So the instructions look well labeled, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the legs to the desk, and we're going to use screws F1 to do that. And what I like to see on these slides is that these are full ball bearing slides. I also like to see that they put some heavy duty corner protectors in there to protect the wood. So this is a beautiful piece of wood. So we can see that it is fully finished on the top. It's even got a nice glossy coating on it. On the bottom, still fairly finished, but not quite the same glossy coating. Doesn't matter because you're not going to see it, but yeah, the top of that thing, that is gorgeous. So we're going to be attaching these with F1. These are Phillips head screws. So these supports attach with bolt F2, and these are a 5mm Allen. And we attach those to the wood also with F1. And we're going to attach our legs. We can see that this is adjustable, and we're going to do that with F3 and F4. Now, I want this to be the maximum height that I can get just because I'm a tall boy, but you can adjust this to whatever height you want. Now we can install the leveling feet. We can use this to get ourselves a little bit more length if we want this to be even taller. But we just screw that in and then lock that jam nut to lock that in place. So at the max height, we're looking at about just under 40 inches. So that is an excellent height for me. So to get the pegboard in, to get the holes lined up, I did have to loosen this up a bit. And that way it allows the pegboard to drop down behind the board. And we can drop the bolt in from the back and drop the nut F2 in. And this is using a 13mm socket. And then we can tighten these back up. And now it's time to attach the shelf, so I'm just going to take the wall and throw that in. Then I'll throw a bolt in the top. So a couple things I could say I like about this right now, because this actually goes down to where it's behind this bench top, that means you're not going to have to worry about anything shooting behind that and having to pick it up off the floor. So this is always going to be a guard there. Second thing I really like is that this lip right here, this goes in about 2.5 inches. So that means if you want to put some kind of an arm, like maybe you want to put a monitor mount on here, or you want to put like a magnifying glass on here, there's actually enough meat on here that you can do that, whereas a lot of benches, they actually go all the way to the edge. You don't have enough room that you can clamp onto, so they did a good job there. And we're going to attach a surge protector with screws F5. So the main thing is done, so all we got left now is the drawer. We're going to use a bunch of these little tiny screws, Phillips head bolt, and an 8mm nut. And these are nylon lock nuts, so you don't have to worry about these things coming off. And we're just going to throw this guy together. So the last thing is the LED strip, and this is a full rubber encased thing, so we don't have to worry about water or anything getting in there. I'll put that up through a hole in the shelf and then into the grommet. Make sure that that will reach to our power strip. Then I want to get this about centered right about there. Turn that on. There we go. And that is a very nice looking work surface. That is a beautiful thing. This is actually much nicer than I was expecting when I first got it. Like just the thickness of the wood, the overall durability of it. I really like that light. It's kind of a cool white, but it just kind of makes everything look a little cleaner. And for these hooks, looks like we got a couple of different lengths. We got 14 of these small hooks and we got 16 of these slightly longer hooks. And if you ever used a pegboard before, they are pretty simple. They just slide into the holes and then drop down. So yep, overall, that is a very nice workbench.